Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lesson on how to use vowels in Spanish. Bienvenidos a esta clase sobre el uso de las vocales en español. Vowels are these sounds. As you can see here, we have the vowels. It says las vocales. Vowels are vowel sounds, okay? Las vocales. We have A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels in Spanish. And well, before we start, I would like to uh, give you a brief introduction on the sounds of languages, on how we can make sounds in languages. And this is a very brief introduction. I just want you to really I want you to raise awareness on the fact that we need to be aware of our mouth, our our lips, our teeth, our tongue, our throat and palate, and all these parts of our mouth. That this will really help us when we are learning a foreign language, because sometimes in our native language we are so accustomed to use certain parts of our mouth that when we're learning another language we we want to use the same parts, and we want to make other sounds with the same parts that we have been using our whole life, and that's just simply not possible. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Here we have las vocales. I'm going to read in Spanish. I'm going to show you a small image. It's just like for you, for some reference. Okay, but this is the first thing. Look, los sonidos son universales, pero son diferentes entre idiomas. That means that our mouth can produce a certain amount of sounds. Uh, the human mouth. However, the sounds are different from all languages. That's a pretty basic thing. I mean, maybe you say like, okay, that's not new information. But what I'm trying to say is that you really need to pay attention to the different parts of your mouth. Okay. Now, as you will see, Spanish is very easy in pronunciation, and in today's lesson, you will only be using vowels, which are the sounds that we produce with from the inside with no obstruction of air. Okay, so number two, look, well, this is the image I was telling you. It shows all the different parts of your mouth. If you want to do some research on the net, you can find these images, and that would be good. Okay, if you want to improve your accent in Spanish, you must improve your pronunciation as well. Uh, some people like to, some people think that improving your accent will make you a better speaker, and I agree with that. Of course, if you sometimes people have a lot of techniques to do that. They imitate native speakers, but sometimes they forget about the, let's say, the rules of pronunciation. So don't forget pronunciation. If you really want to improve your accent, don't forget the pronunciation part. Vowel sounds in Spanish are very easy to make, and in general less complex than in other languages. That's true. English and other languages have a different way of pronouncing each letter, specifically vowels. For example, sometimes you see an a, and I mean a letter A, and then you read it like ah. Sometimes you read it like a. Sometimes you read it like a schwa, like and so on and so on. Not Spanish. Spanish is a very easy language to pronounce. Okay, very easy. Actually, there is a rule. If you see the letter, you pronounce the letter. Okay. And finally, tu idioma nativo tiene un papel importante cuando usas vocales y consonantes. That is so important. Get rid of your native language sounds. Not all of them, of course, because sometimes the same sounds are used in the language you're learning. But try to identify those who are different and then focus on them. Okay, forget about them and get rid of those sounds that you think uh, you already know, because they're totally new. Okay, so without any more introduction, let's focus on the sounds. In today's lesson, you will also learn new vocabulary, okay, new vocabulary. So let's start with the letter A, okay? So we go like I say, casa, casa, mañana, mañana, barato, barato. That's the word for cheap. Alarma, alarma. Semana, semana. Cama, cama. A, a. Then let's go to the sound E, E. Such as the word for mirror. We say espejo, espejo. Enfermo, enfermo. Bebé, bebé. Elefante, elefante. Escalera, escalera. E, e. So we already have two vowels. We have a, e. Let's move on to the sound I. I. Italiano, italiano. Isla, isla. Militar, militar. Vivir, vivir. This is a verb. This is the verb live, like such as in the word I live in Mexico. You say yo vivo en México. Just like me, I live in Mexico actually. Vivir. Invierno, invierno. Y, y. Let's move on to the O sound. So we say o, o. Ojos, ojos. Colores, colores. Oso, oso. Fotógrafo, fotógrafo. Otoño, otoño. O, o. And then let's move on to another one, which is the sound u, u. Such as in the word for music, we say música, música. Fútbol, fútbol. Some other people, some other Spanish speakers, especially from South America, I have heard they say football, football. So just focus on the u sound, okay? The stress. In another lesson we will check how to deal with stress with grammar stress, of course, with with the sound. So we say football, football. Uno, uno. Uvas, uvas. And números, números. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the 5 vowels. There are 5 vowel sounds in Spanish. Remember, there are no intermediate sounds, okay? In Spanish, we don't have the sound we don't have the sound o, we don't have the sound u, we don't have the sound u. So avoid trying to use your sounds in the Spanish pronunciation. Okay. Now let me tell you something. As you can see here, we have a, e, and o. They are in kind of dark blue. Why is that? Because they are what we call open vowels. They are open vowels basically because we open the mouth to make the sound. The green ones are e and u. They are closed vowels because we close the mouth to make them. Now, in Spanish school, in Spanish-speaking countries, when you are small kid, they make you learn vowels in this order. Actually, they go from the wide open one to the closed, like when to the u sound, almost when you close your mouth. So I want you to see my profile and try to produce the sound with me. Notice that they are very clear. There are no intermediate sounds. So as it comes, you should do it. And let me remind you this rule. In Spanish, if you see the letter, you read the letter, only in some exceptions that we will check later. So now let's take a look at my profile. I want you to focus on this area. So we say a, e, I, o, u. One more time. I say from wide open, a to almost like closed, okay? Your lips almost touch. So you say U. One more time and say A, E, I, O, U. That's right. So these are the sounds, the vowel sounds that we can make in Spanish. Estas son las vocales, son los sonidos que podemos hacer en español. uh, yeah, so I hope this video is useful. If you have any question or anything, you can leave it in the comment below. And also, don't forget to like the video. And what else? You subscribe to the channel. And also, you need to, well, if you want, you can ask me any question. I will be very aware of the questions you ask. And try to practice vowels, okay? And also, don't forget, get rid of the vowel sounds of your language, and don't try to use the same sounds that you use in your language in Spanish, because Spanish is actually very poor in pronunciation, okay? So I think that's all, and thank you, and keep learning pronunciation. Bye. Don't miss the next videos on consonants and intonation and stress. Okay. Adiós. Hasta luego.